Welcome to Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati Area Toyota Dealers. Tonight, a matchup from the Southwestern Buckeye League as the Waynesville Spartans host the Oakwood Lumberjacks. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Matt Digby alongside Keith Byers. We'll hear shortly from Tej Joshi. Hard to believe it's already week 5 as we reach the halfway part of the season, Keith. A win here tonight would set that team up for a strong, potentially strong second half of the season.
Absolutely. You always want to be playing your best ball toward the end of the season, but with the midpoint season, I know it's beautiful weather out here. It's always football season, but with the midpoint season, week 5 is important. So no matter what happens, you kind of clean the slate and, finish the second half of the season strong, but you want some momentum going in there. So tonight, you got two teams evenly matched up. They're excited about it. I'm excited. Great atmosphere to be for Thursday Night Lights.
And both teams, they lost their week 1 matchup. They've rebounded to win weeks 2 and 3. Oakwood did lose week 4, so a chance to get back in the win column, while Waynesville goes for a 4th straight win tonight after coming from behind last week at Brookville. Time now to send it to the 3rd member of our team, Tej Joshi. Good evening, Tej.
Good evening, guys. A beautiful night for football, and just as you put it, the Waynesville team here, the Spartans, are pumped to continue their momentum into the season. I chatted with some of the players, some of the team captains earlier this morning. They are pretty confident about tonight's game. It was just fun to see their smiles and their energy getting ready for the game. Now, on the Oakwood side, I just chatted with the coach here during warm-ups. He told me the game is always won and lost in the trenches. He said keep an eye on big number 7 on the D-line. He might be a game wrecker tonight. Of course, as I said, it's a beautiful, perfect night for football. It's a great crisp air. For a full check on our game day forecast, let's meet Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters.
Hey everyone, beautiful weather for some football tonight. Perfect football weather. Lots of sunshine. Going to be seeing temperatures that are going to be in the 70s as Oakwood takes on Waynesville at Waynesville. We're going to be seeing temperatures that will be in the lower 70s around kickoff, and then eventually going to be looking at temperatures dropping into the upper 50s by later into this evening. So it is going to get a little bit cooler. You may need a light sweater if you're going to be out at the game late tonight, but overall, beautiful weather for this evening.
Thank you, Natalie. Up next, the coin toss and the opening kickoff as Oakwood gets ready to face Waynesville on Thursday Night Lights. See you in a bit.
What would you like to call?
Tails.
Called what? Called tails. I'm going to flip it and catch it in the air, all right? And it is tails, so you have one to toss.
Defer.
Oakwood has one, elected to defer. Okay, so you want the ball?
Yes, sir.
Take the ball. What side do you want to defend?
Defend the scoreboard.
Defend the scoreboard. Okay, back to the scoreboard, back to this goal line. And Waynesville will receive on this end. Go ahead and congratulate you guys. Each other. Good luck, guys.
So that was referee Rick Bleiber conducting the Toyota coin toss. As you heard, Oakwood won but deferred, so Waynesville will receive. They will be going left to right across your screen once play from scrimmage begins. They will be going toward the northwest end zone, toward the scoreboard, and that means also for the first part of the first quarter, they will be looking mostly directly into the sun, and you and I were had a chance to be out on the field, Keith Byers. That sun will make its presence known for whoever's looking straight into it.
Absolutely. So, it's going to be tough to throw into the sun, but you're going to run into anything. So I would look for Waynesville to get their offensive running game started early and often.
So this is a matchup from the Southwestern Buckeye League. Waynesville, they will be in a camouflage uniform with black numbers. It is Military Appreciation Night for the Spartans. Oakwood in their traditional road jerseys with white jerseys, white pants, blue trim, and blue numbers. There is Butch Snyder, the Oakwood head coach. You also, a couple of seconds ago, just saw Ben Johnson, the Waynesville head coach. The last 2 matchups between these teams have been decided by a combined 4 points. Oakwood won by 1 in 2021, and they won by 3 years ago.
Well, we're out here in Waynesville, so will it be Wayne's World today?
This kickoff presented by Wright and Schulte. Enjoy the broadcast, enjoy the game. It's going to be taken about the 6-yard line and brought up toward the far sideline and quickly out of bounds. That was number 22, Trent Davis, on the return. So Oakwood will take over around their own 20-yard line.
That was a good job of making that catch into the sun. Key to the game. For Oakwood, start strong and finish each half strong. That's been a problem with endurance. And win the turnover battle. And then on the other sideline with Waynesville's got to have early success and no turnovers. Win that, usually the teams that win the turnover battle win the game. So I'm looking closely at that tonight.
So Waynesville on their first drive of the game. Alex Amberge is the starting quarterback. He's a junior, and he will start in the shotgun formation with one man in the backfield.
There's a running game
And
right away.
Handoff up the middle, good for a couple of yards, and that's going to bring up second and about 7. That was a carry on the part of number 10.
Garrett Lundy.
Garrett Lundy. Here's the look at the Waynesville offensive starting lineup presented by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. 2 guys in the running back. Lundy and Kellen Philpott will also see time there as a fullback. And then you have 2 wide receivers and a tight end, Matt Wilkerson. Official gain of 2 on the play, so it's 2nd and 8. Amberge, his first pass, and it looked like it was batted right at the line of scrimmage.
Got a piece of it at the line of scrimmage, even though the pass still got there, just didn't have anything left on it. That's the thing, you teach those defensive linemen. You can't get the sack, get your big hands up.
Here's a look at the Oakwood defensive starters. A 5-2 front, 5 defensive linemen, and 2 linebackers. Very rare you see that at any level of high school, college, or pro football.
Yeah, that was Big Carter Stack, the defensive end, number 7. That batted it, guy made his presence known early by batting that first pass down.
So 3rd down and 8 in the opening minute of this Week 5 contest. Amberge with time. Fires, it is caught complete for first down. One broken tackle. And one man to beat. He does not have the angle. It's going to be a touchdown to Connor Berry, the senior. And Waynesville opens the scoring in the early minutes. That touchdown brought to you by Donato's on 3rd and 8. A 78-yard connection. Amberge to Berry, and the Spartans are on the board first.
What a connection. I mean, what a catch. And the catch after the yards after the catch, Dan Marino used to always tell us, give me some yak.
Yes.
Yards after catch. And he got some yak that time.
Connor Berry, who I had a chance to speak with yesterday, he plans to walk on as a kicker at Ohio University. I think he may have a good case as a potential receiver as well with plays like that. And here indeed is Berry. He also operates not just as a receiver, as a defensive back, but also as the punter and kicker for the Spartans. He will attempt the extra point now. And the kick is on its way. It is good. So Connor Berry opens the scoring inside the opening minute. And Waynesville out to a 7-0 lead on Oakwood. But the Lumberjacks kick the ball away to start things off. Their first break possession after the break on Thursday Night Lights. 50 seconds played at Spartan Community Field, and Waynesville already out to a 7-0 lead on Oakwood as their opening drive goes 3 plays, 80 yards, and finishes with a 78-yard touchdown pass from Alex Amberge to the senior captain, Connor Berry. And now Waynesville getting ready to kick off to Oakwood for the Lumberjacks' first drive of the night. So
your head coach, Ben Johnson, that's how you drew it up.
Exactly.
The first 3 plays, we're going to have a touchdown, and one of them is going to be a 78-yarder.
So Connor Berry will kick it away. This kickoff presented by Wright and Schulte. 2 men back deep for Oakwood are J.J. Wilson and Braden Devine. This kickoff sailing towards the end zone, and it will go out of bounds for a touchback. So Oakwood will take over for their first drive of the game at their own 20-yard line. Here's a replay of the touchdown. It was a pass off to the left side, and look at the effort to break the tackle. That was Sawyer Morgan, who had a chance to stop Berry. It would have been enough for a first down, but once Berry broke free of the tackle, there was no one else for Oakwood to stop him.
Yeah, I like how number 10, Garrett Lundy, didn't block behind the runner and didn't clip or anything, just got in front of him. I'm going to run fast and get down there and congratulate my teammate once he gets to the end zone, but just a remarkable catch and run.
So Oakwood starts from their own 20, first offensive play of the game.
Empty backfield, nobody, quarterback's all by himself.
Steve Lauterbach entering his second full season as starting quarterback, a senior. And he's going to throw left on his first play. It's a screen out to J.J. Wilson from the backfield. Has enough, should have enough for a first down. And indeed, they will mark him about the 35-yard line, so that's going to be good for a Lumberjack first down presented by Arby's. So not bad for your first play. 15 yards, a nice pickup out to the 35.
Oh yes, I mean I like they flanked 4 receivers to the right and left J.J. Wilson by himself, and he just single coverage, make the catch and make a play, and he did. First down.
Wilson now joining Lauterbach in the backfield, and it is a delayed error. No, it was a fake handoff. Lauterbach actually almost lost the ball in the handoff.
Those are RPOs, those run pass option plays, and kind of confused, his running back there.
So here's a look at the Oakwood offensive starters. Again, you have Wilson, the lone guy in the backfield. You're going to see a lot of the Toby brothers, Brady and Jackson, who will be occupied as wide receivers. And also Michael Wasty, he is a freshman. There are a couple freshmen on both teams that will see significant playing time over the course of the evening. Official gain of 1 on the play, so it's 2nd and 9. A long ball downfield intended for Jackson Toby, but it's incomplete. No flag on the play.
That was excellent cover by Chase Crowder right there. Defensive back for Oakwood. In good position. This is always key. Get off the field on 3rd down if you're on defense. Stay on the field on 3rd down if you're on offense.
And here are the defensive starters for the Waynesville Spartans. They go with a 4-4-3 setup. Connor Berry, the lone safety, with 2 men on corners. Trent Davis was the man on coverage on that 2nd down. So Waynesville had a 3rd and 8 conversion for a touchdown. Here Oakwood faces a 3rd and 9 on their 3rd play from scrimmage. Lauterbach over the middle, complete to Toby, past midfield, and good for another Oakwood 1st down. Toby was able to get in front of his defender and was left open to make the catch, and that moves Oakwood past the 50 and good for a Lumberjack 1st down presented by Arby's.
Yeah, Toby's a big target, 6 foot, 170, but he plays big. Plays a lot bigger than his size, and that was an excellent throw by Lauterbach and an excellent catch. Didn't panic. 3rd and 9, just run your offense, and good things can happen.
Ball moved to the 48-yard line inside Waynesville territory as a result, and Wilson, a handoff up the middle, gets close to the 45. Maybe they'll give him the 46. It should be a 2-yard gain, and it will bring up 2nd and 8.
A little cross action, or do the short motion, try to get the defensive eyes to move one way. So good misdirection there.
So Wilson already making an impact. He already has 17 total yards of offense, 15 yards on the reception in the first play of the game offensively for Oakwood, and now this 2-yard run. So it's now 2nd and 8 from the 46.
Yeah, empty backfield. They don't mind throwing the ball all over. Motion is running back, quarterback keep.
Lauterbach, it's a keeper. It's all he could do just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Is going to set up another 3rd and long as we're now coming up under 9:15 to go in the first quarter.
It did not fool Oakwood at all on that, huh? They was prepared. Waynesville. they were prepared already. Both jerseys are the same colors. Team colors I'm talking about.
Waynesville with the military camouflage jersey. It is Military Appreciation Night, and we will mention one of the Spartan seniors has actually already made his declaration to join the armed services in the very near future. As 3rd down, throwing left, incomplete, intended for Toby, cleanly defended by Waynesville, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Lumberjacks.
That was excellent protection that Lauterbach had, just couldn't connect with his receiver.
So a promising drive that goes past midfield, but runs out of steam around the 46-yard line. It was a drive of more than 30 yards, but on to punt for the Lumberjacks.
This part of the field, you're always alert to the fakes. Always between the 40s or between the 35-yard line, you have to always be alert for fakes.
So 1 man back deep for Waynesville as the punt is sent away.
It's high enough. What kind of bounce will it take? Oh, it takes
It's going to take a Waynesville bounce and settle around the 31-yard line. So Waynesville, they quickly move down the field on their opening drive, and then they force a punt after Oakwood does pick up a 1st down. It's 7-0 Spartans on Thursday Night Lights. (7-0) Waynesville on Week 5 of Thursday Night Lights, greeting you from Spartan Community Field. An ideal start for Ben Johnson and the Spartans. They take a 3-play drive, quickly go down the field for a touchdown inside a minute into the game, and then after allowing a 3rd down conversion for Oakwood, they force a punt, the Spartan defense does, and now they're back on offense. On 1st down, it's a handoff up the middle, going to be good for a short gain of about 3 out to the 34-yard line. Matt Digby, Keith Byers, Tej Joshi greeting you from this key SWBL matchup. Always exciting in this as we enter the middle part of the season, the second half of the season. The conference games become that much more important.
Yeah, this is a big drive for Oakwood's defense. Can they get off the field? You thought you did pretty good on 1st and 2nd down in the last series. In the 3rd down, you got burned on a 78-yard touchdown. So, they're still filling each other out. There's a bubble screen.
Ambergy's pass complete to Trent Davis. Quickly broke a couple of tackles and is going to be stopped by Carter Stack, but that's going to be close to a first down conversion. And indeed, they will move the chains out to the 43-yard line. And that is actually Waynesville's first down of the game. It's a first down presented by Arby's.
You know, that's what just the few snaps that they've had on defense so far. You know, I'm recognizing Oakwood, you know, has to do a better job of tackling. You know, the first guy, you know, grabs, and the second, that's what you told me, rally to the ball. You got a gang tackle out here if you have a problem getting down one-on-one.
From the 44 after the spot. It's a run up the left side and going to be good for a short gain. That was Dylan Wiley, number 2.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid tackle over there on the sideline of the quarterback. And Jackson Toby's playing both ways tonight.
Yep. He's a
little Travis Hunter, like Colorado.
Exactly, yep. We will actually have quite a few guys playing both ways tonight for both Oakwood and Waynesville, the way their starting lineups have been designated.
It's fun playing both ways. I did when I was in high school. Didn't want to come off the field. You get that kind of energy when you're a teenager.
Official gain of 2 on the play, so it's 2nd and 8. Ambergy rolling to his left. This screen pass complete, and that's good enough for a first down as running down the sideline is Lundy, eventually taken down around the 25-yard line. But again, that's another open space and good for a Spartan first down presented by Arby's.
That was an excellent play. Misdirection. You know, you get the defense going one way, you come back the opposite way. You know, look at that, good reverse out, and everybody here, nothing but green. I was going to say grass, but just green field turf.
And that's Steve Lauterbach, the Oakwood quarterback, who was called into action in defense to make the stop, working as a linebacker/safety.
In high school, you can handle it. You football players, you don't want to come out the field. You want to keep your best players on the field as much as possible.
On first down from the 24, another swing pass to Trent Davis. Quickly got past one man, not quite past the second, but it is enough for another Waynesville first down. Very efficient second drive after an absolutely ideal opening drive. And in fact, it's not just a first down, it has moved Waynesville into the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. And again, another first down presented by Arby's.
You know, I love starting the game that way if I'm Waynesville. You know, you want to, you know, be aggressive early and often. They're running the ball, they're throwing the ball. You know, they have Oakwood right now on their heels, and that's what they're just trying to tip them over and get in this end zone for the second time tonight. Same play, that misdirection, but only time this time he's going to keep it.
Ambergy on the QB keeper inside the 10, got one man to beat, and he will be down around the 2-yard line. Had a couple of blockers to help himself on that run, and that's going to be another first down, and this time a goal-to-go situation as the Spartans convert another first down presented by Arby's.
I mean, that was a good job by Stephen Lauterbach, quarterback safety. He's got about 2 bodies, and so 3 bodies all together coming at him. Yet he did a good job of sacrificing his body and making sure he got the runner on the ground.
Ball will be marked at the 2 after the rollout run converted by Ambergy. And a direct handoff up the middle to Lundy. One broken tackle. Did he break the plane? Near judge says he did. Yes, touchdown, Garrett Lundy. So Waynesville 2 for 2 on drives in the first half. This touchdown presented by Donato's, and it is a 13-0 lead.
What a start. What a start. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Where wait the extra point so they get 2 extra points. You know, that's what you want to start the football game. You know, you're at home. You're wearing your special camouflage military appreciation jerseys tonight. You know, you're going to remember this game for a very long, long, long time.
So Connor Berry on to attempt the PAT to give Waynesville a 14-0 lead. And this has been a direct 180 from how their game started last week at Brookville. They were the team trailing 14-0. The Spartans were before rallying to win 21-14. Oakwood will get the ball after the break, but Waynesville very successful in the opening 7 minutes, and actually will stick right here as we take another look at the touchdown. It was a direct handoff. We haven't seen too many of those so far. But,
not too many.
But Lundy doing just enough to break the plane.
Look at that offensive line push. They got some drive movement off the line of scrimmage.
Led by the big center, Carson Hively. Had a chance to talk with him yesterday. He is going into training right now to be a firefighter as we take a look at the scoring summary presented by Rand Associates. A 7-play, 69-yard drive capped off by Lundy's 2-yard touchdown run.
A lot of high fives on the Waynesville sideline. You're feeling good about yourself, and you should. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. You didn't have to set up a field goal.
Going for a 4th straight win after they had the tough Week 1 loss to Clinton Massey. The Week 2 matchup was a home game against Greenview. That was back and forth, but the Spartans able to get the non-conference win. Then they had a big win at Blanchester, and then last week's come-from-behind win to open SWBL play at Brookville. This kickoff presented by Wright and Schulte as Connor Berry sends it. It's going to be returnable, and in fact, it's taken in the end zone. Was taken 1 yard back.
Yeah, that back foot touched the end line, and when that happens, they automatically blow that whistle.
Braden Devine wanted to return it. It wasn't for lack of wanting to return it. It was just the placement of his foot. So Oakwood will take over at their own 20. First drive for Oakwood did go past midfield, but not much after that. Now the matter of you're already down in the 14-0 hole. How important is it not just to get points, but a touchdown on this drive?
Well, you don't abandon your game plan. You know, the first play they ran a successful, like a quick screen to the receiver. They got a first down, and then they kind of stalled out after that. But they have a game plan. You know, it's not going according to plan, but you only have one series. You got a chance to answer right now.
And on first down, a rollout toward the sideline. It looked to be a run for Carson Dinkler, the junior. And it was a gain, so it's going to be second and about 5 from the spot.
Yeah, I mean, I like the play caller. I think they're doing, an excellent job of giving. They're not panicking so far.
Well, Oakwood trying to get back in the win column after a tough game and a tough loss last week as Lauterbach on the keeper got around one man, quickly got around a second. He's going to have enough for a first down. He needed about 5. He got well more than 5. So Stephen Lauterbach on the QB keeper. That's a first down for Oakwood presented by Arby's.
But neither one of these schools have large enrollment, so we're used to seeing a lot of these guys playing both ways. But what I love about that, they love the game of football. They love being out there.
And many of them do have aspirations to play at the next level. Steve Lauterbach, for instance, I spoke with him yesterday. He's been in contact with multiple universities. He says Wittenberg is the one that stood out to him, a very respectable D3 program.
Over in Springfield.
Up in Springfield, Clark County. And J.J. Wilson gets the handoff, does all he can just to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's going to be met by multiple Waynesville defenders. That's going to bring up second down.
Their Waynesville defensive line, they wanted to battle the trenches on that play. Making adjustment, bringing in a pass rusher.
You see Matt Wilkerson headed to the bench. His helmet came off during the play, so he does have to sit out for at least one play, although he looks like it was all right. It was just, sometimes it happens.
Yep.
All in absolutely player safety is most important. But, yeah, it looks like Wilkerson just, sometimes it happens. Sometimes the helmet comes off in the course of a play.
Our equipment guy at Ohio State, he was big on equipment fitting properly. They come with the toss.
Reverse pitch to J.J. Wilson trying to get to the angle, and he should get maybe 1. And, in fact, they may give him a little bit more than a yard. Regardless, it's still going to be third down and fairly long upcoming for the Lumberjacks. They are 1 for 2 on third downs.
It's third and manageable. You're not too far behind the chains. You want to be on time, get averaging, 4 yards a play. They're a little shy of that after 2. But, they picked up a key third down in their first series. It didn't result in points, but it was 3rd and 9, and they completed it to big number 11, Jackson Toby.
Now J.J. Wilson, it looks like there was a discussion about equipment regarding him. So he's going to have to sit out this third down play, and Braden Devine comes back in.
Or it could have been blood. He's got a scratch.
Ball marked at the 44-yard line. Line to gain is the Oakwood 49. Lauterbach with one man in the backfield. Rolling to his right, looking to throw. Has time, but quickly loses his balance and loses the ball.
Big offensive lineman picked it up.
Oakwood able to prevent the turnover, but not able to prevent a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and long.
Big Lucas Stroud on the recovery. He said, Coach, I can run the ball. You need to give me the ball more.
Saw
he just lost his balance. Look at Stroud. I wanted to see the big fella run.
Lucas Stroud, Johnny on the spot for the Oakwood offense to prevent disaster. And Luke Retchley will be brought on to punt. His first punt traveled a net of 15 yards. So we'll see if this ensuing punt will travel further and is able to pin Waynesville back. And this punt indeed is going to be signaled for a fair catch around the 37-yard line. It is fair caught. And Waynesville will take over at their own 38-yard line with a 14-0 lead with 3:30 to go in the opening quarter. So both teams have had 2 drives so far. Waynesville, very methodical down the field, 2 touchdowns. Oakwood, they've had first downs, but they haven't been able to keep that success sustained.
Drive yet. You know, we said last series, you know, your Oakwood, you needed to make a stance and, you know, get a stop. They didn't do that yet, so now this is the 3rd series of the game for the Oakwood's defense. Waynesville offense, you know, who's going to win? Or can Oakwood make Waynesville punt or turn them over? Your Waynesville, hey, let's keep the momentum going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. How about 3 drives, 3 touchdowns?
Garrett Lundy quickly met at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a small gain, if any, but Carter Stack on the stop for the Lumberjack defense.
The little birdie put something in our ear before this game. They said, watch out for these numbers. Carter Stack, number 7 for Oakwood. He's a stud. He's already batted the ball down the line of scrimmage, and now, you know, they're tackled there for a short yardage.
As we're now under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The sun has fairly set, so Waynesville, because of the direction they were going left to right on your screen, that meant they were going toward the northwest end zone, and they were staring right into the sun. That hasn't affected them negatively, though. As Amberge on 2nd down got 1 block, quickly hit as he throws. This ball is going to be short, but it could be caught anyway. It is caught inside Oakwood territory, and that's going to be good for a Lumberjack first down, though flag. So what an adjustment on the part of Trent Davis, number 22. He was well downfield. Amberge's pass, he was hit right as he
was under pressure. That's all he could get on it.
And
the defensive back lost. They could have called pass interference there too.
You see Davis having to come back to make the catch, but he does so, and that sets Waynesville rather up inside the red zone. That's not just a first down presented by Arby's. It's another trip to the Donato's delivery zone. A great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. On first down, a swing pass, low but caught.
It's breaking tackles.
And still not being brought down. It looks like Davis again. That moves Waynesville inside the 15-yard line.
You know, I commented earlier. I said, you know, Oakwood's got to do a better job of, you know, of tackling, but not just one guy. You need to gang tackle. Guys have got to run to the ball and make it happen. That's how you get fumbles, tip balls, your interceptions.
So after a gain of 3 on the first down play, it's 2nd down and 7 as the clock continues to run. Now under 2 minutes. Quick throw over the middle. It's caught. Could be close to another first down, and forward progress will be stopped. That was another throw to the left side, and Trent Davis on the reception. Trent Davis really making a name for himself this drive alone with that acrobatic catch.
Right there, yep. He's putting in some work.
They're going to mark him just short. It's going to be 3rd and 2 from about the 10. They need to get to the 7.
Great fans here. Crowds are full. Student bodies here getting involved.
Hand off to Lundy. 1 broken tackle has enough for the first down inside the 5. He's going to be stopped close to the 4, the 3-yard line. And that's good for another Spartan first down presented by Arby's.
Hey, this Spartan offense means business. You know, you got to get that offensive line a lot of credit. Opening up holes and giving the quarterback time to pass also. You know, this is exactly how you want to start the game and finish the quarter.
Under a minute to go. Waynesville on their 3rd drive. They've been 2 for 2 on drives resulting in touchdowns, trying to make it 3 for 3. And Lundy up the left side. Got past one man, but he's able to get into the end zone. Flag on the play. But touchdown flag pending. It was Braden Devine who was able to make contact with Lundy before Lundy broke the plane, but Devine unable to keep.
It was a horse collar call, possibly.
We wait the call from Rick Bleiberg and his staff. Bleiberg, tonight's referee, umpire Jeff Fry, line judge Evan Snelling, head linesman Mike Gerbus, and back judge Lou Frank.
Foul, face mask.
Now some discussion about where the face mask occurred. The contact was made with Devine trying to get contact with Lundy outside the end zone. And in fact, they are actually going to say Lundy did not break the plane. So no touchdown yet. Still 43 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's going to be a first and goal.
Ben Johnson went where he wanted the touchdown.
So the discussion we've been told, the touchdown will stand.
He did break the plane,
Which it looked that way from our angle in the broadcast booth, but it was a matter of when the foul occurred, or if maybe the referee saw that Lundy did not break the plane. But it is being ruled a touchdown presented by Donatos. Lundy with his second touchdown run of the night, and now Waynesville opting to go for two, up 20-0. On the two-point try, Lundy up the middle, and he has a hole thanks to his offensive line. That is good for a successful two-point conversion, and Waynesville out to a 22-0 lead.
This is how you want to start it. I keep saying I sound like a broken record, but if you're having 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, 2 extra points, and 1 two-point conversion, that equals 22 points. You're keeping the hometown fans extremely happy. They know it's Thursday night football, Thursday night lights. They're going to pull this tape up. Oh, almost put his head off. I thought it looked out for a second. I thought it was a horse collar. The way he came back, but that does not feel good.
Well, Garrett was able to get up. He wasn't hurt by the play. In fact, he was able to record the two-point conversion on the run up the middle. So Garrett Lundy with his second touchdown of the night. He also adds the two-point conversion. So Waynesville now leads 22-0 as we will keep it here with 43 seconds to go.
I'm loving these jerseys.
Scoring summary presented by Rand Associates. 7 plays, 63 yards, and took up a couple of minutes on the clock. Again, Lundy with a 4-yard touchdown. He now has runs of 2 yards and 4 yards. So a very strong start for Garrett Lundy, the junior, 5'8". A lot of juniors on this team. Not many
They're
seniors.
young, so they're going to be just as strong again next year.
Not many seniors on either team, as this kickoff presented by Wright and Schulte. It's going to be taken from about the 1-yard line, though. Another foot back in the end zone. J.J. Wilson was there to recover it properly, but it's going to be another first attempt for Oakwood.
J.J. wants to try to return it one of these. He has to be more aware of where his back foot is, because he's ready to rev that engine up until he has some speed.
So Butch Snyder and the Lumberjacks finding themselves in a hole after they give up a touchdown pass on the third play of the game to put Waynesville in front. They had a promising drive for their first drive. They had a promising drive for their second drive, but they haven't been able to find that next step in terms of getting deep into territory and adding points on the board themselves. A run up the middle this time. It's going to be Wilson. Quickly gets out to the 22-yard line, so 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that's been one of Oakwood's problems, finishing games, finishing drives. It's going to be hard now. You're down 22-0. After one, we still got 23 seconds to go in this quarter. But I said earlier, don't panic. Right now, I'm saying maybe panic a little bit because your offense has got to get going. I've seen some good things out of this Oakwood offense, but they got to have some sustainability. They have got to do it over and over again, same way that Waynesville's been doing it so far.
Well, they will have a couple of more minutes to regroup and figure out how to get some more sustained success as the clock runs out for the first quarter. A perfect start for the Waynesville Spartans. They lead 22-0 after 12 minutes on Thursday Night Lights. Timeout.
play about to get underway. I want to give you some more details here in Waynesville and his Military Appreciation Day. Of course, if you've noticed throughout the game, the home team Waynesville is wearing, of course, military-themed uniforms. Those are actually courtesy of the Ohio National Guard, part of Operation Buckeye Guard. And of course, as part of that, the team got to train with some members of the Ohio National Guard earlier in the summer. Plus, some of those members are here tonight, and they got to run out earlier on the field at the beginning of the game with the team. And of course, the team told me they are so thankful for the military, everything they do, and of course for Military Appreciation Day. We got some of those guys right here on the sideline still, so back to you guys now up in the booth.
All right, thank you, Tej. Very neat experience for the Waynesville players to interact with members of the military. As on 3rd down and short, it's going to be a run up the middle. Could mean 4th and short. No, the near judge is saying the line to gain was reached, and it's going to be a 1st down conversion, and that is an Oakwood 1st down presented by Bathmasters.
That's one thing I like about high school referees. Love them or hate them, they're decisive. It's
they
1st down or not.
They do not take time at all.
They just make a decision and live with it. Maybe the NFL and college need to look at that a little closer.
So 1st and 10 around the 30-yard line after the short run. They needed one. They got one.
Now can they finish the rest of this drive off? You got your first down.
Wilson in motion. That's Waterback.
Oh, he's got it. He wanted to go to Wilson. He's on a wheel route.
Going down sound.
Did he bring his foot in?
Intended for Wilson. He made the catch.
He may have been out of bounds.
Right idea, just too close to the sideline. So 2nd down to 10 coming up. I want to go back to Tej's as we take a look at the replay.
Landed on White. Landed out of bounds. Almost got it, though. I'm sure they're going to come back to that play before the night is over.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 10 on this play as we now are under 11 minutes to go. Waterbach waiting for instructions from Butch Snyder and his staff as Oakwood, they've been putting up 1st downs. Now it's can they put up touchdowns?
Here comes the blitz.
Waterbach able to get in between
Nobody's
defenders.
open. He's got to keep it. Oh, he
rolls
turned
out
on
of the
some
pocket.
speed.
One defender slipped, and now Lauterbach down the sideline inside the 35. Eventually forced out of bounds inside the 30. A much-needed play for the Oakwood offense. Steve Lauterbach, the QB keeper. That's good for a Lumberjack 1st down presented by Bathmasters.
Steve Lauterbach sold me something there. He shifted it to a different gear. Look at him. Under pressure, gets out, and then he just makes a decision. Right here, he just really just turns on the Jets. I'm like, wow.
And he also does benefit from Connor Huffman slipping. Otherwise, Huffman would have stopped Lauterbach for, it would have been a 1st down where he was, but Lauterbach able to turn a couple more extra yards as Oakwood inside the 30-yard line. It's another QB keeper.
Falling forward, though.
And he's to about the 26-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd and roughly 7. Want to go back, add on to what Tej was saying about Military Appreciation Night for Waynesville. They actually have one of their own players, the Spartans football, Matt Wilkerson. He was formally sworn into the United States Navy this past Thursday, September 7th. So he's in the delayed entry program. He will graduate with this class before leaving to join the Navy next June. So awesome. They had a nice recognition of Matt Wilkerson in the pregame.
My father was a Navy man.
Yes. My grandfather was in the Army. All of his siblings were in the armed forces in Korea. So
awesome.
Yeah. On 2nd down, Lauterbach going deep to his left, but no one in the vicinity.
Not quite on the same page there. Somebody zigged and he was expecting a zag.
But yeah, absolutely a Military Appreciation theme. You see the camouflage shirts. There's
love those jerseys. Cheerleaders also.
And there's Matt Wilkerson. You see number 6, who, again, this past Thursday formally sworn into the U.S. Navy, but he is in the delayed entry category. He will not formally report to Annapolis until June, so he'll be able to enjoy his senior year.
I've had the pleasure to visit Annapolis and been on that, what do you call it, the campus or the,
yep.
The grounds. It's just awesome there in Maryland.
On 3rd down, Lauterbach thought about throwing.
Again.
He's going to be hit from behind and sacked for the loss. That is number 8 on the play, number 9, Preston Callahan. He was able to get in behind defense.
He's ready to escape again on 3rd down, but I think 4th down here, you might as well go for it. The punt doesn't really help you much. Super long field goal. So, hey, 4th and 14. 4th and 15, excuse me. You might as well go for it.
And indeed, Oakwood is going for it.
I'm trying to look for Wilson.
Is the Waynesville 24. Pump fake.
Give it a
Now
chance.
Lauterbach
He's got a
going
guy
deep to
open.
the end zone. And it's intercepted in the end zone by the Spartans.
He's trying to bring it
Quickly
back.
bringing the ball out is number 32. That's Connor Huffman. He gets a couple blocks and right back close to the line of scrimmage. So another key play for the Waynesville defense. They're able to turn away the Lumberjacks and prevent an Oakwood scoring opportunity. The ideal start continues for the Waynesville Spartans on both sides of the ball as Connor Huffman gets the turnover, and Waynesville will take over possession after this break. 22-0 Waynesville on Thursday Night Lights. .8:43 to go in the first half from Spartan Community Field. Waynesville with a 22-0 lead over Oakwood. As we take a look at this 4th down and 15. Lauterbach, you see the pump fake, and then the throw was deep enough. There were 2 receivers in the vicinity. He was trying to thread the needle to J.J. Wilson, but a perfectly read route on the part of Connor Huffman, who was able to intercept the ball in the end zone, get a great return to boot. And what a start this continues to be for the Waynesville Spartans.
You have 2 receivers in that area. That also brings the extra defensive back.
On first down, Ambergy's pass downfield is caught. And you talk about momentum swing. Just when it looked like Oakwood was trying to get a touchdown or a first down conversion, this pass complete to Connor Berry, and that's good for a Spartan first down.
Everything Waynesville does works right now. This is Murphy Law in the positives. Anything that can go right will go right. And then if you're Oakwood, it's the real Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
That first down presented by Bathmasters, and it moves Waynesville past midfield into Lumberjack territory. They set up at the 31-yard line. It's a handoff up the middle. Garrett Lundy.
Nice home. Nice blocking at the point of attack.
And gain roughly 6 yards, maybe 5, but Lundy already with a pair of touchdowns going for his 3rd of the night.
You know, as a coach, sometimes you're like, man, everything I call is working. I mean, if you're Waynesville, you kind of like, is a trap door going to happen? That's not how, football is normally played. Not that you're trying to make bad plays, but when everything's going positive, you start looking over your shoulder. But right now, they got it rolling. As he rolls out, Ambergy looking good.
Inside the red zone, now cuts back inside, and Ambergy walking into the end zone for a 26-yard touchdown run. The offensive success continues for the Spartans on a touchdown presented by Donatos. It's 28-0.
They got the hometown fans, clapping. They're fired up. They're happy to see the young boys, get the job done. And I'm impressed. I am thoroughly impressed with this Waynesville Spartan football team.
Well, they won all of 3 games last year, went 3-7, then lost in the first round of the Region 20 playoffs. They've won 3 straight games entering tonight, and with that run, that continues to increase the Spartan lead to now 28-0. They're going to see if they can hold on to this lead, and it would be a 4th straight win. That alone, they would eclipse their win total from 2022.
That'd be awesome. I mean, you got to give credit, to the head coach, Ben Johnson here. They are believing in this system, starting to, and just trusting, what the coach is doing, and they're trusting each other. And you get that through all your hard work throughout the offseason. We said this is the midpoint of the season, looking for big things to happen, for this, the 2023 season. And tonight's like tonight, helps give you that, build that momentum as the season progresses.
Again, Waynesville, they were able to put behind them the Week 1 loss to Clinton Massey. They got the win over their rival Clinton Massey last year and were not necessarily as able to take as much advantage of that momentum as they had hoped. But this year, they had the loss to Clinton Massey, but since then, it's been nothing but wins. Greenview, Blanchester, Brookville, and now up 28-0, going for 2 against Oakwood. A handoff up the middle.
Don't know if he got in or not.
And it's going to be a close spot.
Went a few times something didn't go right, for this Waynesville team.
Lundy is indeed ruled short, but it does not take away the 26-yard scamper on the part of Alex Ambergy. The rollout resulting in his first rushing touchdown of the night. And the Spartans, 4 touchdowns, 4 drives on offense. Timeout. 7:33 to go from Spartan Community Field in the first half. Waynesville with a 28-0 lead as the Spartans remain 4 for 4 now on drives resulting in touchdowns. Matt Digby, Keith Byers, Tej Joshi, and our crew greeting you from this key SWBL matchup as the kickoff coming up, presented by Wright and Schulte. There is a view from the camera in the south end zone. Or I should say the east end zone. And here's a quick run up the middle, quickly broken tackle and able to stay on his feet. Tackled at the 45, that's Steve Lauterbach. The focal point of Oakwood's success has been through their senior quarterback, and that sets the Lumberjacks up with great field position. Now the question again, Keith Byers, can they capitalize?
Steve was a little upset with himself. He thought he should have took that one all the way to the house. But what they have to do is there's no play in the playbook that's going to get them 29 points.
Right.
So you have 28 points. You have to play one play at a time. How did you get in this hole? One play at a time. How can you dig yourself out of this hole? One play at a time. And you just want some points on the scoreboard before the half, because it's going to be an uphill battle the second half, but you want to finish this half strong and have something positive to go into the locker room. So you got 7 minutes to go, in the half, see what kind of drive they get moving.
This drive starting from their own 46, and Lauterbach quickly inside the 40 of the Spartan defense, quickly inside the 30, and that's another first down for Oakwood, presented by Pathmasters. Well, Lauterbach again.
Well, if anybody was wondering at home if Oakwood was going to quit and just roll over, that play right there just answered it. They are still playing extremely hard. You got an option with your two best offensive weapons, him and J.J. Wilson, so hey. Good positive. Choose your weapon wisely.
Connor Berry prevented an even potential bigger gain as Lauterbach again with a QB keeper.
Lauterbach
nearly
for the
broke
kickoff
another
return.
Tackle. And in fact, he does dive past the 20, so that moves Oakwood inside the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza, a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important.
We've got a drive going here. Something that Oakwood hasn't really seen much this half. This is the deepest they've been in this game, and they would love to finish this in Spartan end zone.
They've come close on their previous drive. They've gotten past midfield, and J.J. Wilson quickly up the middle. Should have enough for a first down presented by Pathmasters, and he does. So that gives Oakwood some time. They'll stop the clock while they move the chains.
Again, like I said, these high school refs, they don't mess around.
As Waynesville calls their first timeout. So to give you a quick recap, if you just joined us, Waynesville got the ball first. And on the very third play from scrimmage, Alex Ambergy completed the pass to Connor Berry. He broke a tackle, had enough for the first down there, but no one else was there to stop Berry. He raced in for a 78-yard touchdown, and Waynesville has just been excellent from start to finish. They've had a couple touchdown runs from Garrett Lundy. Their most recent touchdown, a 26-yard run from Alex Ambergy. And Oakwood, to give
setting
them
the tone early.
And to give Oakwood credit, they've gotten a couple first downs of their own. It's just, have they been able to get into the red zone? Until this drive, they have not been able to get in the end zone. Now can they get in the end zone?
The last drive they had, it resulted in a turnover. After that, it was very good drive, and unfortunately got intercepted in the end zone. But they're starting to build some momentum, on their side. Even though it hasn't resulted in points yet, the last two drives have looked, pretty, upbeat and progressive.
A wayward snap controlled by Lauterbach, and does all he can to prevent a loss on the play. In fact, maybe got 1 or 2 out of it when all is said and done, but still going to bring up second and fairly long.
I know Stephen Lauterbach is in excellent shape, because he's touched the ball every play, including the kickoff, except one time when he gave the ball to Wilson. But this whole drive has all been him.
Lauterbach returned the kickoff to about the Lumberjack 46-yard line. That's where this drive began. So the drive itself is only about 50-some yards old because they had a fairly short field to work with.
It's a big down. They want to score. You don't want to have third and long. It's only second long. Here comes the blitz.
Lauterbach with time. Throwing to the corner. And it's caught for a touchdown. Jackson Toby. And the Lumberjacks are on the board.
The big defensive end is playing wide receiver also.
And Toby with the touchdown presented by Donato's. A much-needed touchdown for the Lumberjack offense.
He's just a junior. He's still going to get bigger, stronger, faster next year. But, hey, that was an excellent job. But, it starts up front with the offensive line, getting some protection for Stephen Lauterbach. But Stephen Lauterbach, he touched the ball on every play for the kickoff return except 2 times. That touchdown pass and the handoff to Wilson. It was, other than that was all Lauterbach's drive. That's leadership.
And the PAT by Luke Retchley makes it a 28-7 game with 5:38 to go to halftime. One more look at this touchdown pass. Perfectly
Way to
timed.
adjust. Back shoulder.
Toby.
Pat Mahomes would maybe give him a high five with that pass.
I think he would. And also, he would get a high five, I want to say, on the part of Jackson Toby. He would get a high five from Jamar Chase. I want to say he'd be impressed with that maneuverability.
He would be very impressed. Like, that's right. Make a play, young man. He went out and made a play. Both guys.
So 28-7, Oakwood is on the board after their first touchdown. As we take a look at the touchdown summary presented by Rand Associates, 5 plays, 54 yards. Again, the big spark on that play was the return on the kickoff from Steve Lauterbach out to the 46-yard line, setting up the short field, and then a 13-yard touchdown pass to put Oakwood on the board.
I was talking about they wanted points on the board before the half. They got that. Now, if you're Oakwood, you want to stop this momentum. I mean, they want them to punt or get another turnover and maybe get another score before the half.
Especially because Oakwood will be getting the ball first to start the second half. They won the coin toss and deferred. So definitely a potential momentum swing. And we saw a couple of those last week. We'll see if we have one more or two more tonight. This kickoff presented by Wright and Schultz.
Oh,
quickly take it up the near side, or the far sideline, I should
He's
say.
not
And
down
still
yet.
on his feet. Still on his feet, inside the 40. Garrett Lundy saw Steve Lauterbach's long kickoff and decided he wanted one of his own,
Yes,
and he takes inside the 30-yard line.
If you can do it, so can I.
First down, they will mark it at the 28. You see Lundy. He started at the inside his own 10. Didn't really have to switch from one end of the field to the other.
I guess the other Oakwood defenders thought he was just going to be stopped. And they waited for somebody else to do it. You have to finish.
And Sawyer Morgan, if you saw from the one angle, it looked like he grabbed Lundy by the hand, trying to stop him by the hand. Not very often you see that, but when it's either that or watch him run into the end zone, as Waynesville with a very short field themselves to start this drive. Ambergey quickly gets to about the 26-yard line.
He's trying to get that ball out, trying to strip him.
So a lot of offensive highlights. Now we can say both on the part of Oakwood and Waynesville because they both found the end zone.
You told me the last 2 years when these two teams match up, you know, it's been 1-point game and a 3-point game. So there's no quitting either team. They're very familiar with each other, being league opponents.
In the new 12-team SWBL, because they added 2 teams in the offseason. This pass complete to Trent Davis. He's quickly met by Steve Lauterbach, so no yards after contact on this play, and it is in fact going to set up third down and short.
Steve, I kind of look in his eyes. It felt like he drove on that ball a little faster. He could have possibly had a pick six. That would have been a momentum shift.
Oh my, how it would have been. It was also a shout out to Carter Stack. He was able to provide some pressure on Ambergey, but Ambergey was able to get the pass off and complete to Davis. So third down and 3 coming up. Waynesville can get a first down at the 18-yard line.
If I'm Waynesville, if I don't lose yardage, I'm thinking about going for it on fourth down. Everything he's been dialing up tonight has been very good.
Butch Snyder trying to will his defense to make a third down stop. They haven't been as successful as they would have hoped, but this is different. Ambergey met at the line of scrimmage by Carson Dinkler, and now it does force a fourth down. First time Waynesville has been in this situation.
Here we go. I don't see no punter. No field goal kicker taking the field. So when you run it like that on third down, that means you've already made up your mind you're going to go for it on fourth down.
Well, you do see Connor Berry running onto the field, number 4. He is their designated kicker if he wanted to try what would be a 37-yard field goal attempt from the right hash, but it looks like their behavior, they're setting up to go for it on 4th and 2.
Looks like this regular offense.
Plenty of men in the backfield.
Here they come.
Ambergey handoff to Lundy up the right side. He's going to be met by Wilson and Lauterbach. He may be stopped short, and he is stopped short.
Did they give him the forward momentum? He said no.
They needed 2. He may have gotten 1, but not the second. So a huge momentum shift in favor of the Lumberjacks. Much needed turnover on downs, and it remains a 28-7 ball game.
Big defensive stand there. Finally, something happened positive for Oakwood's. They probably need the Oakland Raiders. They wouldn't be out there. I don't think they have any eligibility left. But Oakwood, needed something like that to happen for their defense.
And now with 3:14 left, they have plenty of time to go downfield again and a chance to put some more points on the board. And again, the Lumberjacks will be getting the ball first in the second half.
Yeah, it's almost like in basketball, make it, take it. You get points here before the half, and then you get to start the second half.
Lauterbach, another QB keeper, does all he can just to prevent a play. In fact, they may have given him a yard on the forward progress. No, they'll actually give him closer to 2 yards.
Wow.
It'll be 2nd and 8. So Oakwood finding their footing after falling into a 28-0 hole. Of course, Waynesville is familiar with deficits themselves. They were down 14-0 at Brookville before coming back to win that game last week, 21-14 on the road themselves. So
yes.
they know
So they know a thing or two about coming back.
They do, on the road as well. Lauterbach
Wanted to pump and go.
with time, but quickly runs out of it, and he's going to be sacked for another loss. That's going to bring up 3rd and long. And a big play on the part of John Brillhart, the senior 6'4" defensive lineman, number 76 on the stop.
You know, he wasn't like, look, he pump fakes to the left. He was one to hitch and go, but nobody went. Everybody just hitched. Nobody's open. There's a miscommunication at time.
So John Brillhart credited with the loss of 7 on the sack. It's going to bring up 3rd and 14 from inside their own 20. Key play inside the final 2 minutes of the first half. Lauterbach. Wilson
Set the screen up. You
has
got
a couple of
blockers.
blockers, and he's not going to be far away. He may be a couple yards short, but it is going to be 4th and short.
Did you go for it in minus territory is a decision that Coach Snyder has to make up.
Oakwood does have all
But
3.
Snyder's thinking about it.
Oakwood does have all 3 timeouts this first half, and he's going to call one of them right now with 1:30 to play.
You know, you don't really want to go for 4th down and that far deep in your down.
Yep.
But sometimes you have to just feel it. If you feel you can get it, you know your team, go for it. Because you want to try to get one more chance to score before the half, especially knowing you're getting the ball in the second half. But in the reverse of that, you know, that's the lesser thinking. The majority, go ahead and punt the ball. Unless, you know, give your defense a chance. So you just stopped them last time out. Stop them again and give yourself a chance to, you know, make up those 3 scores in the second half.
And how much does it matter that the score right now 28-7? If it was 28-21 or a closer game, would you be more comfortable punting the ball? Or
Absolutely.
Because of
but the 3 score difference, that's the only reason I'm giving pause to possibly go for it on 4th down and then maybe trust my defense to don't let them, you know, score with 1.5 minutes to go in the half.
So 28-7, Waynesville opened the scoring. They were 4 for 4 on drives resulting in touchdowns, but their 5th drive was when they ran out of that perfect streak. They went for it on 4th down and turned it over on downs. Oakwood, meanwhile, this is their first drive since their touchdown. It was a 13-yard completion from Steve Lauterbach to Jackson Toby to put Oakwood on the board. And now on 4th down, they're going to go for it.
They got it.
And they have it.
Went to that full house backfield.
They had Carson Stack, who hasn't been seen a lot on offense. They had him as an extra blocker, and that paved the way for J.J. Wilson to pick up the Lumberjack first down presented by Bathmasters.
They got to play a little faster now because Winston High School, the whistles, it stops on the first down, but as soon as they get that ball set, clock starts up again. They start now down to 1:17.
Ball at the 33-yard line, still 67 yards away, and about 70 seconds to go until halftime.
Empties the backfield out. Oh.
Lauterbach, plenty of time on that right side, and his pass was tipped and is intercepted.
Wow, what a bad break.
A second turnover by the Oakwood offense, and Waynesville is going to keep at minimum a 21-point lead at halftime.
That was one of those interceptions where you're like, hey, look, Mom, look what I found. You know, bounces off the Oakwood defender, offensive guy, Wilson's hand, you know,
off
right
of Wilson's right hand, right into Carter Barnhouse.
Carter Barnhouse, congratulations on the interception. Being aware. Now you're Waynesville. Now you can think, hey, we got a 3-score lead. How about a 4-score before the half? Get more points on the board.
Lambergy throwing to his left. The pass is caught short of the first down, but out of bounds, so that will stop the clock at just over 50 seconds to go. Pass was complete to the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 5. Amberge's pass complete again, this time out of bounds again, as the Spartans on the move, trying to reach the 30-point mark before halftime. That was Connor Berry on the reception. Clock is stopped at 26 seconds. Amberge from the backfield, throwing to his right. And that is good for a completion inside the 30. That's good for a Waynesville first down presented by Bathmasters. Trent Davis on the reception for the Spartans. And we do have a timeout called with just about 20 seconds left. A little under 20 seconds to go.
It's still a little too long for a field goal right now.
As you see that last first down completion, good enough for a first down presented by Bathmasters. Ball right now is at the 28-yard line. That's good for a 45-yard field goal from the right hash if they try to attempt one. You see Connor Berry on the right side of your screen. He just walked out of camera, number 4. He is the kicker for the Waynesville Spartans. I spoke with him yesterday. He's wanting to walk on to Ohio University as a kicker slash punter. He's going to be a Bobcat. I was fortunate enough to be a student when we had one of the best kickers in OU history, Matt Weller. If Connor Berry is able to follow in those footsteps, if he's able to walk on and make Tim Albin's squad.
You said Ohio University, I'm thinking Halloween is not too far away. And the parties they give it at OU.
It's not. Amberge with a deep pass downfielder. He was trying to, but he is met in the backfield for a sack. What a play by the Oakwood defense.
He ran with a delayed blitz. He confused Amberge.
Nathan Wirtz, Johnny on the spot for Oakwood, and that's going to prompt a timeout with 11 seconds left.
Look at the delayed blitz right there by number 56. The lineman didn't see him coming. Next thing you know, he's flying in there 100 miles an hour to get the sack.
That was a perfect team up on the part of Benjamin Morris, the freshman defensive end for Oakwood. He was able to occupy the attention of one of Waynesville's offensive linemen. That gave Wirtz the time he needed to get around that offensive lineman and have a shot to take down Amberge, which he did not pass up.
He probably went to the sideline and told Coach, call that defense gun. Call that blitz again. I can get there.
So 2nd down and 21. Ball back at the 40-yard line. They need to get to the 19 for a first down. And I'm not sure Connor Berry.
Waynesville still has a timeout.
If you will volunteer for a 57-yard field goal. Amberge throwing downfield.
He's got a guy
one man. It's Berry who makes the catch for a Waynesville touchdown.
That'll fire up the home fans. Home fans will love that.
Well, we said it before. He wants to be a walk-on kicker as an Ohio Bobcat. He may very well play his way with catches like these as a receiver. And that touchdown brought to you by Donato's makes it 34-7 Waynesville.
That's a little bit of a backbreaker. But you can probably just imagine Amberge went in the huddle, told the offensive line, give me some time. I can get deep. And that offensive line gave him the protection that he needed. And, he threw it up there. And who came down with it? None other than Connor Berry, I'm sorry.
Well, here is Berry to attempt the extra point, and Berry has now kicked 4 field goals, 4 PATs. No, he's kicked 3 because remember they got a 2-point conversion, and then they failed on a 2-point conversion. But now Berry also has 2 touchdown passes from Alex Amberge on the passing end of both. One from 78 yards. The one from 40 yards, and it is inside the final 10 seconds of the first half, a 35-7 lead for the Spartans.
They have played extremely well this half. I don't think they could play a better half of football than what we've seen out of Waynesville. I mean, everything the coaches drew up, they prepared, executed, and it's just been their night. But we don't give trophies out at halftime.
That is true.
We do not give trophies out at halftime.
We saw a very exciting comeback last week when Madison turned a 10-point halftime deficit into a 8-point win against Alter.
15-point swing.
So Oakwood, if they can get a potentially a big touchdown return here on the kickoff, and then they will also get the ball to start the second half.
But they'll probably squib kick it here. That's what I thought. They squib kick it.
That kickoff.
Let the clock run out.
It's presented
just
by
regroup.
It's presented by Wright and Schulte, as that was Carson Dinkler on the return up to the 35-yard line. There are still 2 seconds on the game clock.
We got time for one play. I'll call the old hook and lateral.
Why not?
Why not? 2 seconds going to half.
It's only been, has it really been 17 years since Boise State and Oklahoma in that Fiesta Bowl?
Wow. Then the proposal.
Right after.
Game winning touchdown and a proposal to your cheerleader fiance.
You couldn't make it
awesome.
up. Well, Lauterbach looks like he is in the formation, and he will take a knee. So the first half comes to a close. An eventful first half from Spartan Community Field, one with plenty of offense, and a lot of it in favor of the home Waynesville Spartans. They lead 35-7 at halftime, and Ben Johnson with a very successful opening 24 minutes. Butch Snyder will have his work cut out for him as the Lumberjacks try to regroup and get back into game mode for the second half. We're waiting on Tej Joshi. He will be meeting with Waynesville Spartan head coach Ben Johnson, and we'll go down to Tej now. Tej?
Coach, a pretty dominant first half for you guys. What was the key to getting out early?
I think our guys just came out fired up and were ready to play right off the bat. We made some big plays early, and those big plays are just kind of, that really gets you a lot of momentum going, and we just build off of that as the half went on.
Well, tell me a little bit more about those big plays. There were some beautiful passes you guys threw and got. Just talk to me about the energy and the chemistry of the team overall.
Yeah, we've got great chemistry. I mean, these guys have been playing together now. This is my third year here, and a lot of these guys have played young in their careers as freshmen and sophomores, and now they're juniors and seniors. They've been 3 years in the system, and they've got great chemistry. We do a lot of, stuff in the summertime and 7-on-7s, and they've been working hard, and it's paying off.
Coach, I'll let you get back to the locker room. Thank you. Good luck at the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, thank you, Tej. 35-7 the halftime score. Halftime show is next on Lee's famous Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati area Toyota dealers.
The halftime report is sponsored by Wright and Schulte.
Welcome into the Wright and Schulte Thursday Night Lights halftime show. The score is 35-7 here at halftime. We are now chatting with some local leaders here in the Waynesville community, starting with the superintendent, Dr. Sam Eisen, joining us now. Of course, a great half for you and the whole community. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great right now, I'll be honest with you. It's wonderful. We've had a great start of the year, and this going along tonight makes it really wonderful. Celebrating our military here tonight as well. You can't ask for a better night.
Well, I wanted to talk about what you just mentioned, Military Appreciation Day. I was able to chat with some of the coaches and players about that. They are all pumped. I got to chat with some of the military guys themselves.
Yeah,
tell me about that partnership between you all and them.
Well, what it is that we're really always favorable toward our military and our veterans. We do a ceremony each year. November 11th, we do something, and part of that, we utilize the military coming in and meeting with our kids, as well as I know recruitment purposes as well. But it's a wonderful relationship we have here in our town with the VFW and all the other groups we have.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Waynesville community, Waynesville schools. How would you describe who you guys are for someone who's watching at home right now who maybe isn't familiar with what you're all about? This is your opportunity to tell them.
It is. This is a wonderful school. We're, as we always say, we're a small school with big opportunities. And one of the things that we try to do is give our kids every opportunity possible that all the big schools have. But we also have a small group here that makes it so much more intimate, so our kids can get to know each other, get to know our staff. Staff gets to know the kids as well. And throughout the district, pre-K through 12, we're about 1,700 kids, and it's a wonderful setting. I've been in larger schools, but being in a smaller school gives you an opportunity to get to know the kids and be able to enjoy them as you watch them at spirited times as well.
Well, let's talk sports a little bit. As we mentioned, it's a good night for Waynesville fans, at least up until half. We still got to play the second half.
Got another half, but we're we're feeling good about that. Yes.
Let's talk about fall sports in general.
Yes.
Talk to me about the community and the support for fall sports here.
It's certainly here. I would tell you right off the bat, you're looking at our girls soccer. In the last 3 years, they've either won state or been runner-up. Right now, they're undefeated going into the year, so we're doing very well. We're ranked, I think, #1 in the state right now in our girls soccer. You can't do any better than that. Our boys soccer is doing as well as whatever, our volleyball teams and our golf team going on and our tennis team. So we have a lot going on here. In football, we're now 3-1 and playing a game now that will get us hopefully up to a 4-1 season.
A lot of exciting things here going on in the sports world. The last thing I want to make sure we chat about right here is going to be academics. Of course, we're talking all about scholar athletes here. We're talking about student athletes. Tell me from your perspective, how important are academics to the Waynesville community?
It's very important. We look at it closely. For example, today in Ohio, the state report card came out today, and we had a 5 on it. That's the highest score you can get on that. We actually look very well in the whole Dayton community area, and as the last couple of years, we've always been up that way. And so we're very proud where we're at. And actually in Warren County, we're in the top. We're actually top 2 in the Warren County of all the schools here. So we're very proud of what we're doing. We focus on curriculum, and in fact, we made that part of our 4 C's. We have actually community and climate, and we have curriculum as well, and connection with what we're doing with our students and things. So it is a focus for us.
Dr. Ison, we are just about out of time. Of course, thank you for chatting with us, and enjoy the second half.
Thank you, and I look forward to you speaking to other people.
We have some more community leaders we're going to speak to later on in the halftime show. For now, though, it's 35-7 at halftime. Here's a quick commercial break. It is 35-7 here at halftime. Waynesville is leading, and since we are here at the Spartan Stadium, we are chatting with some community leaders here in Waynesville, and that includes Larry Nelson. He has been in the Waynesville community for years. He graduated here. He's been doing lots of good work ever since. Larry, how you doing tonight?
Doing wonderfully. How are you?
I'm feeling good. Happy to be chatting with you, and let's talk about exactly that. Take me back into the past. How was it like growing up here in the Waynesville community, being part of football, everything here back in the day?
Well, you have to remember, football began in Warren County in 1965, and we graduated in 71, Bo and I, and that was our first winning season, 8-1. So we had great times bringing along football back in the day. We also had a basketball heritage dated back 30 years prior to that. But this is a beautiful community. You'll not find a better campus than this one anywhere in the tri-state. As you can see, new buildings, good things going on. We take care of our students because we're academically driven as well as athletically.
I can hear you got a lot of positive things to say about the community. I see that big smile on your face. Let's dive a little bit deeper into that. Talk to me about the facilities here. What do you want people at home who maybe don't know about you guys? What do you want them to know about what you got here?
Well, Waynesville is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise kids. We have academic achievements second to none. On top of that, what you're seeing here in the football field was brought on in 1999, and it was by donated money privately. The same thing with the park to my right. $700,000 went in each project. It was not tax money. So we are a people that we pull up our bootstraps, we raise money in order to get things done here for our kids. We stand for kids in Waynesville, Ohio.
Of course, lots of positive things. This is football for a second. Clearly a very strong first half for Waynesville, a 35-7 lead. Obviously, since you've been involved with the football community here for so long, I just want to get your thoughts on what you saw in the first half.
Well, I tell you what, they were executing perfectly. As you saw, several key plays scored early and often. So I like the discipline. I like the focus on the detail, and our defense is doing a good job as well.
Of course, it's not just the football team here. Lots of great fall sports. Also, the great band, which is getting ready to perform behind us right now. So my last question for you, just talking about the overall spirit of Waynesville when it comes to cheer, to band, everyone else who makes a night like this possible.
Well, I had 5 kids that graduated here from 97 to 07, and back in that day, we're just like this band, had numbers that went over 120. Every year. So it's a place where you can get any kind of training you want, whether it's band, chorus, sports, debate, athletics, academics. We have it all here. So we're very proud of that.
Larry Nelson, I appreciate your time. One more time, the score is 35-7 here at halftime. Waynesville leads. Everybody, stick around. We're continuing our halftime show after this coming quick commercial break. Welcome back to your Wright and Schulte halftime show here at TNL. The score is 35-7 here at the half. Waynesville leads, and since we are here with the Spartans, we are chatting with some of the community leaders here, including Blake Hively joining us right now. How you doing this evening?
Doing really well. It's a fun game, fun night.
Of course, it certainly is a fun game. Let's chat a little bit about the Waynesville community and your role here. So, when did you move here? And just tell me your thoughts about everything having to do with Waynesville.
Yeah, we lived down in Cincinnati over 10 years ago, and we were looking for a great community, smaller community, tight knit, family, a really good school system. So again, we found Wayne local, and again, we're so glad that we moved here. And again, it's been a great 10 years for my 4 kids. So.
Now, of course, I've been pretty impressed just spending the day here at the facilities with the schools overall, especially the athletic facilities. And I know you have a big part to play in a lot of the facilities here, and you're pretty involved with them. Maybe you can just tell me and give some more context for everybody at home about the facilities here in the Waynesville area.
Yeah, again, one of the greatest things is that, academics, sports, everything is very important to our school district, of course. And again, we've had some great things built. And again, one of the things we have coming up is a possibility for on the levy in November for moving our bond from our high school, because we'll wrap that up into permanent improvement for continuing to make our facilities better and better, both for the classroom and for our sports facilities.
Just give me a few details here. What is hopefully the future here for the Waynesville schools in terms of facilities? What are you guys hoping to add?
Yeah, one of the things is just updating some of the things like our science rooms. One of the things is like they're just outdated, and again, we need to continue to make science that forefront and continue to give kids opportunity to be in top-notch labs and things like that. Sports facilities, again, looking at giving opportunity for baseball, for wrestling, just giving some of those, just letting those grow a little bit so we can have bigger spaces, so we can have those areas for those kids to continue to train. Because again, one thing we believe is that sports is an extension of the classroom. And again, we believe that, of course, education is number one, but two, that sports and getting them the opportunity to learn and grow is a great thing.
That was Blake Hively giving you some details about everything here in the Waynesville community. It was a pleasure chatting with so many great Waynesville community leaders here at the halftime show. The score is 35-7 here at halftime. Our show continues after this coming quick commercial break.
Throughout the 2023 season, the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group will recognize an exceptional senior student scholar athlete from each participating school. Here are this week's Jeff Schmidt Auto Group Scholar Athletes. From Waynesville, Emily Screely. Emily is a member of the Spartan cross country, soccer, basketball, and track and field teams. Has a 4.757 grade point average and is a member of the National Honor Society. She was a member of the girls soccer state championship team and the girls 4x800 state championship track and field team. She'll be a multi-sport letter winner for her participation in all 4 sports. Emelise is currently at the top of her academic class. She's a member of the Supportive Peers program. Her coaches call her an amazing leader and role model with a heart of gold. From Oakwood, Carter Stack. Carter's a member of the Lumberjack football, wrestling, and lacrosse teams, and has a GPA of 4.23 and is a member of the National Honor Society. He's been named All-League Academic every season since his freshman year. Carter is a captain of the Oakwood wrestling team this year and was a 2023 state wrestling qualifier and all-district lacrosse. He's a member of Junior Leadership Dayton, portrays superheroes at birthday parties, and is a member of his church youth group and choir. Carter's a leader during the school day and on the Lumberjack athletic teams.
The Jeff Schmidt Auto Group is proud to sponsor the Scholar Athlete Award, featured on Thursday Night Lights. We are honored to recognize these scholar athletes from all over the Miami Valley for their outstanding academic and athletic achievements.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Very sad he has to miss this game, but his brother just made a big play. They're arguably Station Camp's 2 best players. Here comes the best player on the field for Springfield. C.J. Cobbins is everywhere. 97 yards to the house.
4th down and 1. The game on the line. They hand it to McCollum, and he gets up to the outside. He's to the 10, steps inside to the 5, and the big man, Angelo McCollum.
Wants to air it out. Looking for Donnelly up the near side. He's got him inside the 20. First down, Trojans.
Running the ball today.
On a first down, they're going deep, and he's got Caden Lloyd. And the first play of the game goes for a touchdown.
Shotgun snap. Eves far side. That's caught.
Bruce Lass going over the middle. Picked off! A game-saving interception.
Intercepted. Ball game.
The freshman Colton Overby to win it. Intercepted by Alan Dickerson. Springfield wins.
I'm attorney Michael Allwright. I'm proud to be a sponsor of Thursday Night Lights again this year. I'm happy to take part in such a great community event. It is an honor to support this sponsorship, bringing families, communities, and people together to celebrate the sportsmanship of all athletes. Let's all celebrate together, and remember, if you've been injured in an accident, make the right choice.
The Halftime Report has been sponsored by Wright & Schulte.
(35-7) Waynesville leading Oakwood on week 5 of Lee's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati area Toyota dealers, as we're just about ready for the start of the second half from Spartan Community Field, as the Spartans will be kicking off to the Lumberjacks. Matt Digby, Keith Byers, Tej Joshi, and our crew, thank you for making us a part of your Thursday evening. A very great Thursday evening from the perspective of Waynesville, as Connor Berry with a short kickoff presented by Wright & Schulte. It's taken at about the 30-yard line, up the far sideline, and good for a return of about 6 yards from Jackson Toby. And that's where Oakwood will take over for their first drive of the second half.
I'm going to keep a close eye on this Oakwood. I'm going to call it a comeback and try to, make sure the game gets closer. But really, the first 4 to 5 minutes of the third quarter is always important for either team. You want to set the tone. The first half is done, in the books, can't do nothing about it. So it's a game of two halves. So no matter what, they don't, like I said, they don't give trophies out at halftime. So let's see how Oakwood starts the second half.
And from an overall standpoint in the first half, Oakwood, they were able to move the ball down the field. It was just a matter of capitalizing at the right time. And plays like this definitely helps that cause. Steve Lauterbach quickly across midfield inside the 45. And on the very first play into Waynesville territory, that's an Oakwood first down presented by Arby's.
You feel if Oakwood is going to have to get back in this ball game, it's going to go through Stephen Lauterbach and also J.J. Wilson. Those are the two big playmakers. And don't forget about Toby, Jackson Toby. Those three, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of them in the second half. So back to Wilson right now.
Wilson up the middle, and he's hit from behind, but pushed forward for a gain of maybe 3. That moves Oakwood to the 41-yard line. It is officially a gain of 2. Here's a look at the last run by Steve Lauterbach, the first play. It was Oakwood's first play from scrimmage in the first half that resulted in the first down. So was this from Lauterbach.
Yeah, he just run through a couple of arm tackles, and you had to drag him down, and that's an excellent start to for the third quarter.
Lauterbach at the QB keeper again, across the 40 and going to get close to about the 35. He's going to set up third and short from the 36.
Now they get down to their crucial third down area. You want to win on third down. I preach it all the time, especially about offensive. When Ryan Days even talk about it, we got to do better on third down. So you have more possessions. So you want to do better on third down with this offense to continue something, especially when you get back in this ball game. And if you're Waynesville, you want to stop them because you've had a great deal of success out of your offense, scoring 35 points in the first half. So they go back to their full-house backfield.
On third down, it's a handoff to Braden Devine. Delayed handoff, and it's enough for Devine to break a tackle.
Can he go all the way?
One man to beat inside the red zone and stopped inside the 10-yard line. They needed 4. They got a lot more on the carry from Braden Devine.
Okay, my eyes were deceived. I thought I saw a flag on the field, but that's just the yellow of AstroTurf.
The arc, the semicircle of the soccer field.
Yeah, I'm like, what is that?
So here's a look at the run again by Braden Devine. He stopped around the 10-yard line.
Touchdown saving tackle by Trent Davis.
It's a first down for Oakwood, presented by Arby's, and it also moves them into the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game as Wilson up the middle inside the 10. So a short game brings up second down again. Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza, a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important.
Nice knockback hit by that Waynesville defense. Offenses, running backs, you like to teach them to fall forward, but sometimes you can't when the defense gets up under your pad level.
The spot after Divine's run was inside the 10, so it set up a goal-to-go situation, so now it's 2nd and goal. And Lauterbach on the keeper. Quickly got back to the line, squeezes forward for a couple more yards. In fact, he's inside the 5, so sets up 3rd and goal from about the 3.
I think it's safe to say we're in 4-down territory.
No question.
They're not thinking about punting. So this 3rd down, they would like to punch it in, but if not, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Clock now under 9 minutes as this drive going a little over 3 minutes. Oakwood did get the ball first after they had won the opening coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so this is the first drive after the halftime break. Oakwood doing exactly what Waynesville did on their first drive in the first half. Lauterbach throwing to the corner for Toby. It's caught, and it is an Oakwood touchdown. Jackson Toby from 4 yards out with the reception. Oakwood on their first drive, they marched downfield for a touchdown presented by Donatos.
How about that? I mean, excellent play. I'm sure that's a play they practice all the time, do a quick out route, down in the ends in the red zone area of the football field. Looked extremely well. But, we said this second half, we got to get a heavy dose of Stephen Lauterbach, J.J. Wilson, and also Jackson Toby.
Field goal is good, so that makes it a 35-14 ball game with 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And now Waynesville will have a chance to respond on their first drive of the second half coming up after this timeout. 35-14, Oakwood back in the game. Timeout. Waynesville leading Oakwood, but there is Jackson Toby, who was on the receiving play of a 4-yard touchdown pass that capped off a 7-play, 64-yard drive. This summary brought to you by Rand Associates. Toby now has touchdown receptions of 13 yards and now of 4 yards as he connected with Lauterbach on a 3rd down conversion to bring Oakwood back within 21.
I mean, that's what Butch Snyder wanted to see out of his team. Points on the board to open the second half. Now the offense did their job by getting points. Now can the defense get stops?
And so far, the defense has not really been able to have an answer for the potent Waynesville offense. Six drives as we take a look at this last drive.
That's the drive starter.
This was the first play from scrimmage. It was Lauterbach quickly across midfield for a first down pickup. And then this was the Braden Devine keeper, in fact, breaking tackles, picking up the first down inside the 10. And then this pass here from 4 yards. Lauterbach connected with Toby on the left side in the first half, and now he does so on the second half. So first down for Waynesville, who had the ball 6 drives, 5 of those drives resulting in touchdowns. The 6 of them resulted in a turnover on downs, but not before they reached the outer edge of the red zone.
Yeah, absolutely. These are really going extremely well, for this Waynesville football team. Now it's up to Oakwood. Mm-hmm. The night has belonged to Waynesville, not only because of their home team. Everything they're down there was going good, but Oakwood did get a stop there in the first half. They didn't get back consecutive. It was now the new half. This was a new attitude.
It's a handoff to Trent Davis in motion. He is stopped for a small gain, but it's still going to set up 3rd and about 5.
Now, that's solid tackling. We said, they missed too many tackles in that first half. I'm sure that's something that Coach Butch Snyder, addressed. And, so far, they're just getting the ball carrier on the ground. We always want to see the big hits, but I'm like, get them on the ground first. Get them on the ground.
3rd down and 5 coming up from the 45. Waynesville hasn't faced very many 3rd down situations because of their success to move the ball up and down the field. But Amberge in the shotgun with one man on his left hip. Amberge passes to his left. It's caught.
I'll tell you, Amberge's been making great decisions all night long.
Connor Berry on the reception inside the Oakwood 45. That moves the
poise in the pocket. Just stepped up, make a big throw. It's excellent. I mean, that's just a great offensive, performance, great offensive play calling. Everybody's done their job.
And that's a Waynesville first down presented by Arby's, as Berry, who already has more than 100 yards receiving tonight. He eclipsed 100 yards back in the first half on his 2 touchdown catches alone. Screen pass out to Davis on first down. He quickly maneuvers close to the 42-yard line. He'll be stopped there for progress.
Yeah, you want to tell him when you catch that bubble screen like that, you don't want to cut back into the middle. There's nothing in there but a headache.
gain of 2 on the play, so it's 2nd down and 8 as this is a quick-moving third quarter. No running clock yet because it's only a 21-point difference. But this drive and the Oakwood's first drive of the second half took up a little more than 3 minutes. It has been a quick-moving third quarter to start.
Yeah, but Oakwood has to get off the field. The clock is going to work against you, in that fourth quarter.
Garrett Lundy up the middle, got a short gain, going to bring up 3rd down and 5 from the 40. Spartans need to get the ball to the 35-yard line, but they already do have a 3rd down conversion this drive alone.
Waynesville came out throwing the ball all over the field.
They did.
But now they're showing you a different part of them in this half. They know it's a possession game. If we can just grind and get clock and keep the chains moving, it'll be tough for Oakwood to get back in this ball game. So Oakwood maybe had started down under pressure. Here's a middle linebacker blitz.
Ambergy got the ball out in the backfield and able to make the stop on the play. The pass was complete, but on the spot for the tackle was Braden Devine, preventing Lundy from getting the first down conversion.
Yeah, but they're in that. Are they going to bring the punt team on or try a long field goal?
Right now,
they've been talking about Barry all night. I want to see if
he'd be looking at a 55-yarder if they tried to attempt it, and it'd be from the right hash. And there's Barry on his own. He's going to try to punt it.
He's going to punt it this time. He's going to go to play the field position battle.
Well, first punt I think we've seen all game, if I'm being clear, at least from Waynesville.
Waynesville first punt of the day. 4 minutes, 51 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Barry back at his own 49-yard line.
Oh.
Going to try to pin this one deep, and it is.
Well, we got a flag. I don't know if they're going to call this running into the kicker or roughing the kicker.
Well, because of where the line to gain was, it was 4th and 3. It doesn't matter, regardless of the penalty. It is going to be a first down because of the spot. Running into the kicker is only 5-yard penalty, but again, it was only 4th and 3.
No, it was 4th and 5.
Foul. Personal foul, roughing the kicker against Oakwood.
That's a moot point now. They call roughing the kicker.
Yep, that's
it's automatic first down. Yep. Oh, that's a backbreaker. That's a heartbreaker.
That's a tough call for Oakwood.
I could have went either call.
That was Nathan Wirtz who made contact. He was going for the block.
I mean, it was a tough call for the referee. It's definitely a penalty. Just what type of penalty? You don't know if roughing is really roughing or just running into the kicker. It's really hard. It's a judgment call for the referees.
So under 4:40 to go now in the third quarter, Waynesville keeping their drive alive as they've now moved inside the 25-yard line. It's a handoff to Garrett Lundy. Quick gain of about 3 to the 21.
What a beautiful night for football. I mean, the weather couldn't ask for better weather.
It was perfect weather. It's been perfect weather basically all week. It was a little bit, the rain on and off on Tuesday, but Monday was beautiful. Yesterday was beautiful weather. Tonight, just absolutely ideal for mid-September.
Well, I missed Tuesday and Wednesday. I was in Atlantic City playing some golf in New Jersey. Oh.
That was true.
But I'm back here tonight with everyone. I'm glad to be back here on Thursday night.
Yep. Handoff up the middle. Garrett Lundy has for a first down quickly inside the red zone. And he's going to be stopped inside the 15-yard line, but another first down pickup courtesy of Garrett Lundy, the running back. And that's good enough for a Waynesville first down presented by Arby's. It also moves the Spartans into the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at Donatos.com. Every piece is important. Here's another look at the run up the middle. 1 broken tackle, 2. In fact, Sawyer Morgan did make the stop, but it was dragged for a couple yards after contact.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it's Thursday night football, Thursday night lights. I was in, like I said, I was in Atlantic City, and a friend of mine for the Eagles wanted me to go to the game tonight. I said, no, I want to be here. Thursday night lights is way more important to me. There's a 4th down, and these referees went for it.
Well, yeah, in fact, my mistake there, I thought Lundy had picked up the first down. He did not. It was just entering the red zone. It was 3rd and short, but Ambergy on the keeper
made it a no-doubter.
Makes it a no-doubter.
They can still get a first down.
Now it is a first down presented by Arby's. Just over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Waynesville, this is their first drive of the second half. Ambergy with a delayed handoff on the end around to Davis. He's going to be met for contact behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a loss on the play. One of the few plays for Waynesville's offense that has resulted in a loss of yardage, but it's going to be 2nd and 11.
that was a good play by the defensive end. Staying at home, turn it back inside where you have help. And, you got to give Jackson Toby for doing his job. Send it back in there where more white jerseys are.
Again, this drive extended because of a penalty on a punt. So Oakwood had some opportunities to get off the field. Now can they get one, put Waynesville in a position where that at least have to settle for a field goal. On 2nd and 10, Ambergy rolling to his right. Trying to roll out, buy some time, and will eventually throw the ball. It is caught, but did not get the foot down.
Yep. Ran out of real estate there.
That was Connor Berry who made the reception, but again, too close to the sideline. There have been a couple of those plays.
But I like
the
where he positioned the ball. If my guy gets it or nobody gets it.
It was one of those where Berry was running along toward that far sideline. If he had stayed still, maybe he would have had a better chance of making the catch and coming down in bounds. As it stands, 3rd down and a little more than 10. They can get a first down at the 3-yard line.
These defensive penalties really hurt Oakwood on that last drive.
Ambergy from the shotgun. Quickly met and is going to be stopped for a short gain, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
No hesitation this time.
Finn McCarty, the sophomore, among those on the stop, number 59. As the clock ticks under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and now we're definitely inside Connor Berry field goal range, and it's right in the middle, in between the hashes. Or do they go for the it on 4th down?
Oh, no, you want to kick it.
The setup taking place at the 20, so this will be a 30-yard attempt from Connor Berry, who has talked about
do everything.
He's been all over the field in the good way tonight for Waynesville.
High snap.
But they're able to control it, kick on the way. It is good, and the potential future Ohio Bobcat kicker adds to the Waynesville lead with his first field goal of the night, and Waynesville takes a 38-14 lead with under 90 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. You're watching Thursday Night Lights from Dayton, from Waynesville, Ohio. 38-14 Waynesville with 1:27 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Spartans extending their lead to 24 points after a 30-yard field goal from senior Connor Berry. He has accounted for multiple points tonight, not just PATs, but he's also caught a 78-yard touchdown pass and a 40-yard touchdown pass in the first half. And he sends this kickoff away, presented by Wright and Schulte. It's going to go out of the end zone, not returned. Oakwood will take over at their own 20. So this is the Lumberjacks' second drive of the second half. First drive resulted in a touchdown. Now they need another touchdown here.
Yes, they did. I mean, even though they gave up points there on defense, they didn't give up 7. They gave up 3. But Oakwood, now they're going to have to play. You had a minute 27 to go here in the 3rd quarter. You can't take your normal, methodical, logic, slow, lethargic pace up the field. They're going to have to play faster.
Especially considering Waynesville, they
took
took
any
up
possessions is touchdowns.
Especially considering Waynesville's first drive of the second half, it took up more than 7 minutes of game time. As on first down, a handoff to Wilson, almost met right as he received the ball on the handoff from Lauterbach, and that's going to set up 2nd and long on the play.
I'm impressed with this Waynesville defense. Usually teams wait to 2nd and 3rd down to really blitz you. They've been blitzing their gaps on first down awful a lot tonight. They're playing team discipline defense.
2nd down and 10 as Oakwood will let the clock go under a minute to play now in the 3rd quarter. Lauterbach.
Oh,
and the ball poked loose. It was Carter Barnhouse who caused the ball to come loose.
You got to protect that ball in that pocket.
A scramble for the ball, and it's recovered by Oakwood. So that's the 2nd fumble that has been recovered, prevented the turnover, but Carter Barnhouse, number 7, wearing the military camouflage uniform, forcing the ball loose.
Gets a sack, knocked the ball loose. Just even though he's got to, protect the ball.
So a 3rd down and more than 10 to go. They need to get the ball to the 30-yard line, and they're back inside their own 20 because of a loss on the play, because of the fumble that was recovered by a Lumberjack offensive lineman. Lauterbach throwing deep down the field, intended for Wilson, but over his head. Had enough for the first down, but it was over the head of everyone.
Just a bit.
And that brings up a 4th down. And Oakwood inside their own 20.
You know, you want to throw that, you know, let the receiver run to it. You got to put some air on that ball. You know, he threw the fastball, and he probably should have threw the changeup. You know, let him run up under it.
And that's where they've been able to catch Waynesville off guard tonight. A lot of off-change plays, a lot of plays that normally the Spartan defense may not have been expecting. As Luke Retchley on the punt.
Get down.
He gets the kick away. Fair catch signaled at about the 48-yard line and caught cleanly by Garrett Lundy. So with 11 seconds to go in the third quarter, that's where Waynesville takes over with another short field to work with.
As an offensive player, I used to love that.
Yep.
Starting in plus territory, you know, if you're Waynesville, you're like, hey, we have a lead, a big lead, let's extend it. Let's extend it. You know, it's a 4-score difference right now.
The confidence they're playing with, having entered tonight on a 3-game win streak, they're officially 12 minutes, 11 seconds away from making it a 4-game win streak.
At the midway point.
At the midway point, too. On first down, Amber gets a QB rollout.
Oh, boy.
Got a hole inside the 40. Has enough for a first down pickup inside the 35 before being edged out of bounds. And that's another first down for the Waynesville offense, excuse me. That's a first down presented by Arby's.
I mean, I'm telling you, we've been singing his praises all night. Alex Amberger, Alex has done an excellent job. That's what, you know, you expect your quarterback to be one of your leaders of your team. He's got this offense playing at a terrific pace, not too fast, not too slow, just right, getting points out of almost every drive tonight.
And he's only a junior, too. As a handoff to Lundy up the middle, good for another gain inside the 30-yard line as the clock runs out on the third quarter. So a grand total of only 10 points scored between the Lumberjacks and Spartans in the third quarter, but Waynesville maintaining the lead at 38-14, and they stand 1 quarter away from a 4th straight win. Fourth quarter after the break on Thursday Night Lights. (38-14), Waynesville with the lead as we get ready to start the final quarter of the Week 5 edition of Lee's famous Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati Area Toyota Dealers. As Waynesville going for a pass to the right on second down, incomplete, intended for Lundy on a screen out of the backfield. As Waynesville trying to add to their 24-point lead. Here's a look at that first play of the opening quarter. It was a forward pass, not a lateral, but Lundy just not quite on the same page as quarterback Alex Ambergy. So that sets up a 3rd down and 5 from the 29.
Their third down success tonight has been absolutely great because they've had good first and second down, success. And, 3rd and 5 is manageable. You don't want those 3rd and 15s and 3rd and 25s, but you'll live with 3rd and 5.
Ambergy with one man in the backfield. It's Lundy. Ambergy on the rollout. He's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage, and Jackson Toby makes the stop.
I think we may have a face mask.
The flag did come late after the play.
And one person didn't see it, and there's a preliminary indication that it's face mask.
Rick Blyberg, the referee, making the indication you just saw of a face mask.
Defensive penalties hurt. I remember one year when I was with the New England Patriots, Bill Parcells was the head coach and Bill Belichick was defense coordinator.
Personal foul. Defense. Face mask. Number 11.
And Bill Parcells gave the whole team a stat. And the stat was 70, we talk about discipline and penalties. 75% of defensive turnovers result in points for the offense. And, they had done a study. And over the years, I've been watching that. Tonight, it was just 4th down. Waynesville punted. They ran into the kicker, which is technically deep, and they got points off that drive.
They did get the field goal from Connor Berry.
Right, and then even just now, they had a face mask earlier on Oakwood's drive, which resulted in a touchdown. His head turned and twisted around at the end of the first half. So when you see, football, even almost not so much high school, but a lot in college and pro, when you see a defensive penalty, that results in points for the offense.
Well, as a result of the penalty, the ball is going to be placed at the 14-yard line. So that penalty moving Waynesville not just a first down presented by Bathmasters, but also into the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online or call for pickup at Donatos.com. Every piece is important. On first down, Lundy up the middle, bet for a gain of maybe 2 as he gets closer to the 10-yard line. Will bring up second and long. Just over 11 minutes to go in regulation time here from Spartan Community Field in Waynesville,
has
Ohio.
done a good job all night. They have no turnovers. They've taken the ball away from Oakwood a few times, but offensively, nothing. Misdirection.
Ambergy's pass over the head of a deer man and
Didn't
almost
complete
caught.
to the other way.
It is indeed caught by Trent Davis.
That's where he was throwing the ball the whole time. Coach, that's what I saw.
Well,
I didn't throw it behind somebody.
We've seen many plays like that at multiple levels of the game. You see, it was Caleb Sullivan rolling out. He was the near man, but it was Trent Davis who made the reception at the 5. It's still going to be short, so third down and short coming up for the Spartan offense, but it's not third and long.
I would expect some pressure down this part of the end zone. I think Oakwood may bring the house here.
And off to Garrett Lundy, who already has a pair of touchdowns. He won't add to that here, but he does get a Spartan first down conversion inside the 5. And that's a Spartan first down presented by Bathmasters.
10 minutes, 14 seconds to go in this half. In the game. If I'm Waynesville, I'm not settling for a field goal. It's 4-down territory.
Ball will be placed at the 2-yard line as Waynesville able to methodically bleed some clock. This is only their second drive of the second half. Their first drive took up more than 7 minutes off the clock as Lundy up the middle in for his third touchdown of the night. Garrett Lundy.
What a night.
Caps off an outstanding night for the Waynesville offense. His third touchdown from 2 yards out. Touchdown presented by Donatos, and it is 44-14. So 9:44 to go. 30-point game right now. 31 if the PAT is good. If the PAT is good from Connor Berry. And it is. So that means the running clock will be in effect. And we will get into that more when we come back after this break. All Waynesville tonight on this September evening in Waynesville, Ohio. Spartans leading 45-14 on week 5 of Thursday Night Lights. (45-14) Waynesville leading Oakwood. You just saw a glimpse there of the home sidelines at Spartan Community Field and a happy group of Spartan fans as the home team stands to win their 4th in a row, improve to 4-1. This kickoff presented by Wright and Schulte. Connor Berry ready to send it to the Oakwood returnists.
He got some leg into this one.
It's going to be taken from the 1-yard line by J.J. Wilson. Quickly up to the 15, no problem. Quickly up to the 20, quickly found a hole out to the 40.
Can he make it?
Down the far sideline, inside the 50. Still on his feet and still in bounds until the passing of midfield into Waynesville territory. So with the touchdown, we mentioned this before break, it is right now a 30-point difference. It means a running clock. So anytime after halftime, if a team is leading by 30 or more points, that means the running clock, and it is in effect. We are now under 9 minutes to go in regulation time. However, if Oakwood gets a field goal here or a touchdown, they will revert to regular timing if the point difference is back to within 30. So again, 30 or more running clock in effect, and right now the difference is 31. But if Oakwood gets a field goal here, that alone would be enough to bring it back to regular clock timing. J.J. Wilson with the carry on first down, and he's able to gain a couple of yards on the play. Brings up 2nd and long.
One of the problems, that Oakwood wanted to address during the offseason was working on the endurance. Getting bigger, stronger, faster. So they lost a lot of close games last year in the 4th quarter. And this game wasn't lost in the 1st quarter. I'm not saying it's lost, but They got behind the 8 ball early in the first quarter, and that momentum has been on Waynesville's side the whole time.
It's been a matter of
pump fake,
being able to find those extra plays. As Lauterbach's pass intercepted. It was intended for Braden Devine, but instead it finds Garrett Lundy, who has 3 touchdowns, and now he has an interception to add to that.
He's trying to get him some votes for player of the game, man.
He's making a very strong statement. There are several Spartans in the running for player of the game, and Garrett Lundy is one of them. This interception, the latest highlight of his individual lead. Timeout from Waynesville. It's a 45-14 Spartan lead. Welcome back to Lee's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati Area Toyota Dealers. Matt Digby, Keith Byers, Tej Joshi, and our crew greeting you from Spartan Community Field as the Waynesville Spartans are in position to move to 4-1 as they lead 45-14 on Oakwood with just under 8 minutes to go in regulation. Again, because it's a 31-point difference right now. The running clock is in effect and will continue unless Oakwood can trim the deficit to under 30 points. Amber Gee from the shotgun with a handoff to Lundy, who had that interception just moments ago. He gets a short gain out of the play. So Oakwood, assuming they hold on to this 31-point lead, it will be their 4th straight win, taking them to 4-1. That alone will eclipse their win total from last year. They won 3 games over the course of 2022, and they will get to 4-1 tonight alone. As there's a look at Butch Snyder, the Oakwood head coach.
He's done a lot of hard work this offseason to get this kind of early success. You just don't just wake up and open the day of practice and get better. You work on it during offseason. So I give, the Spartan coach a ton of credit for that.
So Waynesville would move to 4-1. They'll officially do so in about 6 minutes, 50 seconds of game time as Ambergy with a pitch out to Lundy. He's quickly met with contact and does all he can just to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. But next week, Waynesville's going to stay at home taking on Ross High School out of Hamilton County. For those of you not aware, we'll first look at the Rand Associates Champions Trophy that will be going to the winner of tonight's game. Tej Joshi will have that presentation down on the field at the end of the game.
Nice trophy to give away.
Yes. We've already awarded trophies to Xenia, to Eaton, to Troy, and also to Trotwood Madison. We actually do have a new QB in the game. It's number 11. Or Dylan Wiley, I should say, rather, is now in the backfield. So, yeah, this will be our 5th game. Already halfway through the season. Wow. As we mentioned, Xenia, Eaton, Troy, and Trotwood Madison. They've already taken home TNL trophies from 2023. Waynesville officially 5.5 minutes away from joining that category.
I think they got a strong indicator to get that trophy.
But they do have a lot of key games coming up. This is the first of 3 straight games at home. Next week, the Spartans will also be home against Ross. The SWBL, you may notice, expanded from 10 teams to 12 this season. They added Ross from Hamilton and Edgewood from Trenton, both more in the Cincinnati area, but the SWBL is now a 12-team league.
Southwestern Buckeye League?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
They are now a 12-team league, so Waynesville will be home against Ross, but they also have 3 games to close out the regular season against Middletown Madison, against Eaton, and against Valley View. All 3 of those teams, Madison, Eaton, and Valley View, right now are 4-0, and only one of those games will be at home. Meanwhile, next week, we will be in the G-Walk by Miamisburg.
How about that?
On the road at Northmont. That's going to be a great game. You can watch it over the air on Channel 22.3, Spectrum Channel 24. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff on Thursday, September 21st, as Northmont, they're going to be looking to bounce back tomorrow night after a tough loss on the road at Fairmont.
I saw that Deuce Courtney play earlier, the quarterback for Northmont. He's got a tremendous arm. So we're going to get a treat next week watching him.
Oakwood's going to run out the clock as well. We're now coming up on 4.5 minutes to go. That was a carry on the part of Sawyer Morgan, the sophomore.
We got a new quarterback in also.
So Miamisburg and Northmont will be our matchup for Week 6 of Thursday Night Lights. Of course, both those teams lost their G-Walk opener on the road last week. Miamisburg had a tough loss at Centerville. Northmont had a 14-0 lead in the fourth quarter at Fairmont, but Fairmont rallied to win in overtime 20-14. So Northmont, they're going to try to get back in the win column. They host Centerville on Friday night. As a scramble and the play kept alive here, it's going to result in the positive gain for Oakwood past midfield. That's Zachary Lutz, the sophomore on the QB keeper. Going to bring up third down and about 7.
You would think that, I guess, the backup quarterback needs to get some throws in, too. And it's a running clock, so it's not like an incomplete pass.
And Oakwood's going to move to 2-3. They started the season with the tough loss to Marymount. They bounced back in weeks 2 and 3 with wins over Northridge and Milton Union, but they had a tough loss last week at home to Eaton. And now with the 2-3 record, presuming as an interception recorded by the Waynesville defense.
One of the key points of this game, too many turnovers from Oakwood. You're not getting any turnovers from Waynesville, so that's a negative.
Oakwood has made plays throughout the course of this game. Waynesville has just happened to make more. Sometimes that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes. Oakwood has had some early success, get a first down and you get your series, and then it ends in a putt or interception. They just haven't been able to put all things together consistently tonight.
And Connor Berry adding to his highlight total because he's had a couple of touchdown catches. He's accounted for all the kicking, and he was in position to make the interception. That is another highlight, adding to Berry's qualification for player of the game.
You took the words right out of my mouth. He said, not so fast some of the other names y'all been talking about. What about my name? He's a candidate. We can't let you know who's going to win just yet, but he is a candidate.
We will have drive of the game, play of the game, and player of the game all coming up, all presented by Carol Wirtz Tire Company as the clock now moves under 2:30 to go. There's a look at the Waynesville
That whole coaching
sideline.
staff for Waynesville is extremely pleased with the way things are going.
4 straight wins, 4-1. They are up to 3rd in the most recent rankings of Region 20. Waynesville is in Division 5, Region 20, and they are right now 3rd, only behind Madison and Valley View. Those are 2 teams in the SWBL teams that they'll have to face later in the few weeks in this SWBL season. But a win tonight, setting the team with massive confidence. Again, the last 3 games of the regular season for Waynesville coming up. Madison, Eaton, Valley View. All 3 of those teams are 4-0 right now themselves. They all play tomorrow. Valley View is actually at Eaton tomorrow. That's going to be a great game between the Spartans and the Eagles.
But somebody keep the unblemished record.
And for Waynesville, 2 of those games will be on the road. They have to go to Middletown-Madison. They have to go to Preble County to play Eaton. Only Valley View is making the trip here to Spartan Community Field. So Waynesville, they've shown grit on the road with their comeback win last week at Brookville. They'll have a couple more chances to show their character on the road in the next couple weeks as they will get the first win here to start off a 3-game homestand. Again, they're home next week against Ross. Oakwood will stay on the road next week at Valley View, and we will be in Clayton for Miamisburg and Northmont GWAC play.
GWAC. That's the good thing about playing on Thursday night. You play on Thursday, get your win, and then you get to go watch Friday night football. The guys you're going to be facing in the next couple of weeks, or the team you've already beat. Those moments, I think back to my high school days, were priceless.
Again, Miamisburg and Northmont will both go for their first GWAC wins of the season tomorrow night. Miamisburg is home against Wayne. Northmont is home themselves against Centerville. So opportunities for both the Vikings and the Thunderbolts ahead of 7 days from now. This punt taken by Jackson Toby. He's out past the 20 and is going to be stopped at around the 22-yard line with about a little over 15 seconds to go in the game.
Just time enough for one more play. You said because the clock does stop on change of possession.
So coming back out for this play is Zachary Lutz. He got to play the last offensive possession for Oakwood, and he will be in here for the clock has started running.
Yeah,
so
he better get this snap off. He wants another one.
The final snap of the game.
He made it.
They do snap it on one. It's a handoff up the middle, and it's good for a short gain, but indicative of how the game has been played tonight. Waynesville, from the opening drive, they set the tone, and they kept that tone throughout the night. And the Spartans have now won 4 straight. They have eclipsed their win total from 2022. And Waynesville winning 45-14 on Thursday Night Lights.
Absolutely. You know, you want to finish everything strong, build the momentum, and this was a trap game if you were, if you're Waynesville. You know, so you don't want to get caught looking too far ahead and take opponents for granted. And I thought they did an excellent job of that. It was business. Come out early and often and put points on. And they got it done.
Ben Johnson said it was going to be a tough game, and I'm not sure he was necessarily expecting an easy win, or a very comfortable win, but it is 45-14. Trophy presentation with Tage coming up at midfield. 45-14, Waynesville wins on Week 5 of Thursday Night Lights. 45-14, Waynesville moves to 4-1 with a Week 5 win on Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. A victorious group of Spartans and their head coach Ben Johnson, and they are with Tage Joshi now for the trophy presentation. Tage?
Coach, a wonderful game for you guys. Lots of points and lots of forced turnovers. Tell me, what was the key for all the high energy from your team tonight?
You know, I think these guys had a great week of practice, even though it was a short week. You know, they put in the focus and they put in the work, made big plays, built off that momentum, and just kept it rolling all night long.
Now, I know coaches love to say it was a big team effort, and it certainly was, but give me a one guy or position group you want to put a bit extra highlight on here.
I'm not going to do that. You know, we were great in all phases tonight, offense, defense, special teams. I got a great group of players that play their butts off. I got a great coaching staff that does a great job throughout the week getting these guys ready to go. It's always a team effort.
A great win and continuing the winning streak. Tell me, what's next for you guys? What are you looking forward to the rest of the season?
And we just got to keep it rolling. You know, we got to show up week in and week out and prepare like every Friday night is a championship game, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, a big congratulations to you and the entire team. It is time now to present the Thursday Night Lights Champions Trophy presented by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Coach, here you and the whole team go. Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
here you go.
All right, thank you, Tage.
I love that. They'll remember that the rest of their lives.
They will. It was a great night from start to finish, really from the opening drive, the third play from scrimmage. It was a 78-yard touchdown pass. And we're going to start with our driver game. It wasn't the opening start of the game, but it was this drive up and down the field for the Waynesville offense. You see a couple of nifty moves. Garrett Lundy able to get out the backfield and return a couple of key receptions.
Just efficient the whole way down.
Just getting short yards, but positive yards, and not being denied. It was Alex Ambergy on this rollout here to pick up some yards on the QB keeper.
Big convoy in front of him.
And Garrett Lundy capping off with the first of his 3 touchdowns. This from 2 yards out. That was the second touchdown of the game that made it 14-0. And that is the Carol Works Tire Company drive of the game. Coming up, we have our play of the game and player of the game. Play of the game is going to come from right before halftime. Waynesville had the ball up 28 to nothing, 22 to nothing, or excuse me, I should say 28 to 7. Ambergy with this 40-yard touchdown pass to Connor Berry.
Nice throw by Ambergy. Just dropped it in the bucket.
That made it 35-7 at halftime. Berry with the reception. He had multiple receiving touchdowns. He also had an interception. And in fact, we've said his name plenty throughout the course of the evening, and we can name our Carol Works Tire Company player of the game. He plans to walk on to the Ohio University Bobcats football team. After seeing this tape, Tim Albin may or may not be interested in offering a full scholarship because of Berry's performance as a receiver, as a punter/kicker, as a defensive back. He even had an interception. But Connor Berry, number 4, the senior from Waynesville, is the Carol Works Tire Company player of the game.
Just an outstanding football player. Outstanding. He's going to play some football at some point in college, and he's going to be outstanding on that level too.
Again, he has mentioned his intention to walk on to Ohio University's football team. Again, Tim Albin, after watching this tape, he may or may not be interested in offering a scholarship to the fought to the 6', 175 wide receiver, defensive back, utility kicker, Connor Berry from Waynesville High School. And there is Connor Berry celebrating with his fans as Waynesville moves to 4-1. They enter the second half of the season on a 4-game win streak, and they will look to maintain that run as they continue SWBL play. Oakwood now 2-3, and they look to get back on track next week when they go to Valley View. That will conclude Week 5 of Thursday Night Lights. Next week, be sure to tune in. We'll be at Northmont High School as the Northmont Thunderbolts take on the Miamisburg Vikings. And we have several more great games to come your way throughout the high school football season. Now, for Keith Byers, Tage Joshi, and our crew, I'm Matt Digby, thanking you for watching this production of Dayton 24/7 Now and Classic Productions. Good night from Waynesville.